Hello guys, hi, this is Lisa, occupational therapist, specialized in Padawan therapy. Every Wednesday I go live to chat a little bit with you, to see how are you doing, to see if you have any questions about anything regarding therapy, occupational therapy, or therapy in general. I'm going to take this opportunity that I am going to be live talking with you to clean a little bit the mess after my sessions. Today we had a couple of pre-writing skills and a couple of tabletop activities. So for those who doesn't know, occupational therapists, we work with children with special needs. So we will be working with kids that have different difficulties in different aspects, no? So it could be motor wise, oral wise, it could be cognitive wise, kids who struggle with fine motor skills or gross motor skills, or like I said before, motor development and so on. And for example, today we had a couple of different sessions, and some of the sessions that I had, it was fine motor skills, and we have, as occupational therapists, we do have a lot of cleaning to do, a lot of laminating, etc., etc. So we have also, like I said, these ones that I'm going to clean. We had a couple of super cute, this was sent by my colleague, pre-writing skills, super nice, laminated Santa Clauses, yes. And then we are going to have, we did a little bit of shapes, but this is nothing to clean, it's just for me to put it aside. And then we had this Christmas I Spy and Count, which is extremely good. This type of activities, I like to use it a lot for visual perception skills, for attention, kids who, who will be struggling with attention, kids who will be struggling in maybe staying for a long time in an activity. So it's very, very interesting to do that. So basically, I'm going to take this opportunity to clean some of the work that we did together today, and also talk a little bit about my yesterday. Yesterday I went live just for like few minutes, basically. In the video I posted here. Hola, hello. We are in Malta. Hello, hi. No soy española, pero hablo español, así que si tienes alguna duda me puedes preguntar. Soy terapeuta ocupacional. I am an occupational therapist, and I work with children with special needs, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to clarify this very, 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 very soon. I am going to talk only about my profession and what we do here, okay, at Panacea Therapy Center. So please, guys, thank you very much for your comments and questions, but I'm just going to cover what is necessary for my YouTube channel. Obviously, I am, I always say that thank you very much for subscribing, for supporting this channel, for putting the like, for, for following me on social media, for supporting my clinic, Panacea Therapy Center. So all of that, much appreciated. As I said before, I work with children with special needs. A ver, Suzuka, no vamos a hacer preguntas, no de trampa, pero que no tengan nada que ver con el YouTube channel, ¿vale? Así que nada, like I said before, I am going to use this opportunity to clean my mess. And to clean the mess after the therapy sessions. What I am saying, someone was talking to me in Spanish and I was answering in Spanish, and now I am talking in English. So do we have a lot of people here who know Spanish or not? I speak different languages, okay? But this is not the main topic. The main topic is that I Gracias. Bueno, de nada. I am an occupational therapist. I work with children with special needs. Amigo, you have a big vocabulary. And basically we work with children who doesn't, maybe has struggled with writing, struggle with walking, struggling with talking or whatever. So basically we work with children with special needs. Children who, has ADHD or autism, dyspraxia, sensory issues, difficulties in feeding, etc., etc. So it's quite a nice job. I don't know if you ever heard about occupational therapy, but that's basically my profession. And I am right now at Panacea Therapy Center. And today we finished the sessions, and thank you very much, every Wednesday I connect to talk with you guys. For all of those who follows my YouTube channel, who pays attention and are interested in what I'm doing, and who also have questions for me. Obviously, I am here to answer you, okay? So thank you very much for all those comments. I was talking that yesterday I put a video I went live just about to describe 2 items that I bought for my clinic, 2 toys that are extremely nice. And I really would like just suggest, if you have some time and you are interested. Nice to meet you, encantada de conocerte. Yo me llamo Lisa. Basically, if you're interested, I did like a little review for parents, for parents who have kids with visual impairment, okay, or difficulties with vision, or speech delay. And the 2 toys that I selected are quite really nice. I did this is my first time that I did like something like that, because like I said, I'm not obviously paid for reviews or anything, but I am actually very happy for the first time that to buy something online and actually makes sense. Okay, so, and it is not very expensive toys. And I know that Christmas is coming, and maybe some of you might have kids or know someone who has kids with, sensory needs or cognitive skills or communication, like what I was talking to you about, like non-verbal autism, etc., etc. It could be one of the toys that I suggested. It was really nice. Could be nice maybe for you to actually have a look. Because nowadays you have a lot of parents, so we have a lot of parents who doesn't know really what to buy for Christmas, because obviously there are many things going on, and you always I have a lot of parents who wants to buy something useful, which I totally agree. The amount of money and time that we spend in finding toys and just buying anything, sometimes it's not worth it. It's better that we check what is. I always like to buy something functional, something that there is a development behind, no? So yeah, like I said before, as an occupational therapist, I work with children of different ages with different needs. And today was quite a hectic day. Like I said before, I am just right now cleaning some of the tools that I'm using for pre-writing skills. So kids who, they don't write the letters, or they will be struggling forming letters, we do first activities which are called pre-writing skills. So those skills that we need to develop before to take a pen or a pencil and to write. And we have a lot of kids who benefit from these skills. And as Christmas is approaching, like I said at the beginning of the video, I have my colleague who found some of these. They are super cute, with the Santa Claus. And basically, it's really good to see if the child is capable to form the lines, if he is attentive, if not, if the child is following your instructions, etc. Something also super cool, and I showed it at the beginning, but I'm going to show again. It's called the I Spy. I Spy, it's a game that everybody knows, I'm pretty sure. And it's the theme, it's also a little bit Christmassy. You see there is like, well, basically presents and the Christmas tree, you know, and the reindeers and the stockings, and you have other stuff, the angels and so on. And this activity is extremely good for improving attention. You have a lot of children who struggles paying attention and struggles to and not just attention to look at the paper, no, but show interest as well on the activity, like what I am doing, what she's asking me to do. And sometimes we go for activities that are a little bit boring, which I understand because we all have a difficult day. We all have, you know, not everyone wants to come to therapy sessions, sit down and start working. So I like to, during December, we created, like I said, I think I already said last week, a file with only materials for Christmas. So like this, we place the kid in this Christmassy season, you know, during December. And we work in different things, different activity that has to be with Christmas. And I find it actually very nice. You know, so when Halloween is approaching, we do very similar. You know, Easter the same, even Valentine's. Nowadays we are celebrating everything, so why not? At the end of the end, therapy can become very, very boring and stressful. So yes, you have to be a little bit creative. Like I said, I am amazed because we have some parents extremely creative. They could be a really, really nice occupational therapist, you know. So, guys, like I said, I am not going to talk about anything else besides my profession. What about orphans? That's not my topic. I don't know, what do you mean about orphans? I don't work, well, like I said before, I work with children with special needs. So orphan or not, if you have difficulties, you know, we will still work with you. We will still work and try to reinforce the difficulties that are there, you know. So thank you for the like. Okay. Sorry, I meant gifts for them on Christmas. Yes, actually, you know, for example, there is in here where we work, there is this like a little project where the parents can select, well, the parents, the adults, anyone. There is like this little association, and you have a lot of kids who are in need, kids who doesn't have parents or whatever, and you can select one random girl or boy, and you will buy a present for him or her. So this association takes care that every child who doesn't have family, or you know, they are in a big need, economical, social, etc., will still get a gift for Christmas. And I find it extremely nice and cute idea. I think if you know to who you're going to send the gift, there is always things that you can check online, etc. But if you don't know, it's a little bit complicated, you know. But like I said, you can always buy something with music, something with lights, something that there is like how to say, I don't know how to say, there is interaction. Depends on the age as well, depends on the age. But I really like activities, I think, not just me, but anything that has to be with music and lights, or lights always helps. Like I said, I was picking up a topic of the Christmas gifts because we have a lot of children who struggle with visual abilities. So the condition of the child is making it impossible for the kid to to see properly, right? Or all the colors, or and this stuff. Or otherwise, the child is not interested into paying attention, focusing on the activity that you are doing, and he or she will be steaming around, playing with the fingers, putting the eyes on a side, etc., etc. So I like to have toys that are moving, or with lights, or maybe singing songs, because those type of toys are always catching attention. You will see always the kid like staring at it, and at the end of the end liking in the toy, instead of an adult talking to the child or shouting or whatever. Where, for example, really nice, I bought something also with like in a Christmas theme. It's basically like a projector, very easy to use. Is super nice, and you will be extremely surprised how many children with autism, kids who steams a lot, kids who are constantly moving and they cannot really just sit down and pay attention, focus, and are able to relax and be calm during this visual activity, with the projector in the dark, for example, or with sensory lamps, or with sensory toys that basically they light up in the night, or in the dark. That's really nice. So yeah, I think those are one of the best calming tools that I can suggest for a child who is or hyperactive, or a child who struggles with regulating emotions and regulating himself or herself. I also today used a little bit the first and then approach for those who doesn't know. So kids who are non-verbal, or kids who struggle with organization in the session, and they don't have the concept of first we're going to do one activity and then we're going to do another, or I don't know, following commands. So kids who find it difficult to follow your commands as an adult, or as a teacher, or as a therapist, we use a lot first and then approach. First, we are going to go on the swing, and so there is the picture of the swing, and then we are going to go on the mat, okay, for example, right? So there is a first activity and then activity. This approach is extremely good to organize the kid, to make it a little bit more clear for him or for her what is going to happen, which activity is next, etc., etc. And what we have, it's like this type of pictures, okay, with different whatever is the activity that you are planning to do. So I'm just going to show you, just give me 1 second. For example, the planning of today, of the session with the kid that I worked today, it was like this. So yes, we do a little bit of everything, as you can see. We work during our sessions, we focus in many areas. So for example, at the beginning it was the hello. I don't know if you can see, but this was the hello. Then we had a swing, then we had a mat, we had bean bags, we had a disc swing, then we had to climb, then we had the mouth, which represent the oral motor activities. For some of you that knows or follow my YouTube channel, you know that I love oral motor activities. So I am very much, how to say, a therapist who will be always prompting to work on pre-linguistic skills, independently if the child has difficulties or not with the speech. Because nowadays we have so many kids who doesn't know how to blow their nose, how to blow the whistle, how to blow bubbles or a balloon, that it's huge. And then, for example, we are going to say goodbye. So there is always, obviously, there is always the greeting, hello and goodbye, and then the activities that we have inside. This is called the visual schedule. Sometimes we are using it with this amount of pictures, packs, depends on what is your session, what is the plan, etc. No? So, like I was saying, this is a little bit what we are doing. Yeah, and yeah, you see, I managed to prepare, to clean everything that I needed to clean. still give you some tips and explain myself a little bit more what we are doing here and how we are doing it. Yes, so that's fantastic. I am preparing a little bit soon a program for visual perception skills. So I hope to share it here as well and give you a little bit of tips for those kids who need to improve in attention and focus, or just basically activities to improve the performance at school. There is no one particular activity or skill to develop to improve in learning abilities, right? Well, our job, mainly as occupational therapists and towards the client and the parents, it's to give them enough information, enough resources, so they feel prepared and comfortable enough to work with their own kid. We have different type of parents always, and because we are all different, and it's normal. We have parents who prefers us therapists to take care of the skills, the development, and so on. And then you have parents who really wants to take care, or I will say get the control, of their child, and to know exactly what we have to do, what we need to do. So we work very much close with the parents. Sometimes we are going to be kind of training the parents so they know exactly what they have to do at school or at home, or what to expect, what the child should do and shouldn't do, which I find it extremely important, because therapists, we change a lot and we are not forever here in this world. Things might happen or not, or whatever. But your child is your child, and he's going to be always with you. So it's extremely interesting to see parents very good, very nicely involved. But then you have parents who, not because they don't want to be involved, but maybe they feel that they want to have different roles. And it's also very totally acceptable. The school represent one role, the therapists represent another role, the parents represent another role, and there is no need for you to mix up these things. It's totally fine. Each education, it's up to the parent, for sure. Yesterday I had, for example, someone contacted me from Australia, and she booked a consultation tomorrow. I will have my first consultation with her son, who has difficulties with sensory needs and like feeding and so on. And the mom, sent me I don't know how many videos, an amount of like super huge email with everything from the beginning, since the child was born till now, what is happening, was not, and it was really nice to read. Honestly speaking, today I was like, I have my, basically I have like a little notebook where I am, writing all of these things. And today I was doing like a little program. I'm just going to show you a little bit. I'm just going to cover a bit in the name. So I was doing a little bit of a program and getting some notes, like what is going to happen, etc., etc. The most important information for me, and it was very easy. So tomorrow I am I am prepared, because it cannot be super prepared, we are still humans, but I am prepared enough to carry on the consultation, and I can give her some fundamental tips, and really, I hope, good strategies for her to work on those challenges that she is facing, no? And I'm so happy when I can connect with other countries, and I never worked with Australia, so that's going to be nice and interesting, I will say. So and like I said, I always encourage parents to reach out, not to me. We have a lot of occupational therapists and therapists available online. Whenever you feel a little bit stuck, or maybe that you need that extra push from someone else, don't hesitate to reach out. For example, this mom sent me an email. It ended up in a consultation because she decided that she wants to book a consultation with me. But otherwise, I am always answering the emails. I'm always answering your messages. or I try. So sorry if someone, I didn't answer. But I am always try to provide some suggestions, some stuff. So for you, it's going to be easier. Hello, I'm an OT from Turkey. Oh, nice. I wonder something. Tell me. What do you say the parents after the sessions? I mean, your observations about the child. Aha, Ebrar, I think, well, thank you for the question. It's a very good question. I think you wrote me this on Instagram. I believe so. And I don't think I covered it last time. You see, my memory. Yes, but thank you for asking it again. I will tell you after the sessions. So the sessions goes like this. The kid enters, sometimes I will have the parents. You're welcome. Sometimes the parents will be inside with me, and sometimes they will be waiting outside, or they will go for a coffee. Each parent, like I said before, will be treating you or feeling differently about the session. Hi. So I am, for example, I have different type of parents. If the parents it's inside on the session, so if the parents it's with me in the session, usually I don't have to give a big feedback after the session, because the parents usually I provide that freedom that the parents can stop me and ask me in the moment, or I can continue working with the child, and the parents will be telling me stuff, and I will be able to give suggestions and on the moment correct something and continue with my sessions. So I am, if the parents are in the session, I don't really go into big observations and big explanations, because you have to understand that I see kids sometimes twice per week, sometimes once per week. It's quite frequent, no? We've had even kids who are coming every single day. So there is not much. You're not going to be able to have big observations and big feedback every single time. But if the parents are not inside of the session and you are alone one-to-one, this is very personal, I will say. It depends on the therapist. I always dedicate the last 5 minutes of the session. So we finish, we put on the shoes, we put on the jacket, we put whatever the child needs to put, no? So there is a little bit of dressing skills and that you are working, and independent skills. And then I will give a little feedback about what happened. I will not go activity per activity, because otherwise it will take me way too much. And second of all, like I said, I always encourage, if there is a possibility that the parents stay in the session, I encourage the parents to stay in the session, because like this, in the moment that they have a question, they can ask me. If the parents, for X reasons, they cannot stay in the session, I always give a general feedback, or I will point out maybe 1 or 2 things that I noticed and I feel that we need to pay attention on it. For example, the child was biting, or the child was drooling, or the child was bubbling, or things like that. So I will not describe everything, because I feel first of all, like I said, my sessions are on a weekly basis. I don't see kids once in a while, so it becomes a very regular activity. If I have suggestion to give, I will definitely send an email, but I try to make it the feedback quick, and at the same time the most important thing. So I will describe, like I said, 1 or 2 things that the child did, maybe different from last week, or something that really it's important for the parent to know. But if you have the opportunity for the parent to stay in the session, I always encourage. For sure, it is completely different job. Sometimes therapists feels a little bit, intimidated, and maybe they feel a little bit, feel the pressure of the parents, right? But it's something that gets along with the profession, and also at the same time with your experience. So this is something that will go along. Sometimes here we don't have parents in the sessions, but not because the parent doesn't want to stay. It's because the child is disturbed by the parents. Yeah, exactly. Hi from Somalia. Hi from Bangladesh. Hi to all of you. Yes, when the parents, this is basically what they do. I will not summarize it was good or it was bad because that's a little bit poor, no? But I will go maybe like, listen, he was really attentive, or he was really smiling, enjoying himself. We managed to do finally the letter, or we did a puzzle, or whatever. I will just point out the main activity that I think it is the most important. I will not go for everything what the child did. I used to do that in my first years of experience as an occupational therapist. But parents, half of the activities that you mentioned them as an OT, they don't know them. So sometimes the parents will be, like just looking at you saying, okay, I'm not understanding what she's asking, what she's telling me, what she did, like pre-writing skills or scissoring or whatever. So, or I have the activity with me and I can show the parents what the child did, or otherwise I will summarize it in a like 2 minutes feedback, 2-3 minutes feedback. And in case if the parents have questions, they can always email me, or otherwise maybe next time we can talk a bit more. I will just read it loud, okay? And what do you tell the other professionals who works with the child? Example, special education teacher. What should I say the special education teacher? I communicate with them through email. So so my session is carried out. No, I finish my session. I give feedback to the parents. I always, at the beginning of the scholastic year, we try to always be in touch with the schools. So we provide the feedback, what happened during summer, or how the child is doing, etc. And obviously during the scholastic year, the same. But this is very also personal. Depends if the parents needs it, depends if the school is very interested in what we do, etc., etc. But usually we go through email, Exactly. Of course, you can send me an email, but definitely. No, you're welcome. But definitely, I always suggest that you can communicate. The best way that you can communicate with the therapist in general is through email, because everybody is busy, unless if you can go and do on school visit or school session. It depends with which school are you working. I don't know how it's in Turkey. I don't know if you have occupational therapists at schools. I don't know if you have the possibility to go to the school and show the teacher your job and how do you do the things and what you're doing, So it's always depends. But yes, definitely you can send me an email. I always say, like, whenever I have time, I always answer to who I can. But there is no one perfect way or one particular way, like how to work. I always say, like, what makes you feel comfortable. You select the information that you need to provide to the parents, and then I always encourage the parents to communicate everybody. So there is the teacher, the school, there is the therapist, and the parents working together. That's the best way. Yeah, and if the teacher is paying attention and saying, listen, I really would like to know what the occupational therapy is doing, like what the occupational therapist is doing, definitely I always send an email with recommendations, suggestions. They can come here to observe the session. I can go to the school, you're always open to different opportunities. The idea and the goal is that you want to help that kid, So that's basically the main goal, the main idea. So whatever suits you, the parents, and the school. Okay, I hope I answer your question. Okay, guys, so I will be seeing you next Wednesday. Okay, as usual, if you have more questions or you want to send me emails, you can. You can find my information online all over social media. I will be seeing you next Wednesday. Sometimes I might be connecting time to time to give some other stuff. I will be able to be a little bit more available now. So I hope to record some stuff and also share with you. So like this, you have more different content, and different information. In the meantime, take care. I wish you a good rest of the week, and the Christmas season is coming, so all the best to all of you. See you next week. Yes, thank you. Bye bye.